It's time for your weekly dose of politics,
Snark, and heavy metal music.
All rise,
for your hosts, Brandon
And Matt.
By the rum.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wave at the twilight's last gleaming?
Hold it, what the hell is that shit? I'm in a song, a real song, something like,
oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the
And that's how it's done.
And hello, my people, and welcome to the machine. I am obviously your host, Brandon. Matt is not here today. Apparently, he is falling apart. Well, at least he's sick. I'm the one that's falling apart. How's that? But that works. Hey, listener Sean, how you doing? And I did that. I had to chop it up. Anyhow, how is everybody doing tonight? I am doing a little good, I guess. I'm doing okay. And oh, who's that? All right, now back to it. I'm just gonna start off with some. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm reading the comments, but it's just kind of hard to constantly, look over at that. And you need to kind of tell me which country you're from, so therefore I can find about you know, what you're talking about. Anyhow. All right. Well, let's start right off the bat with having an issue with has anybody else had this issue? I mean, we talked about the camera incident last week. We talked about how somebody had just walked into a family member of mine's home. And, well, I had something that, you know, I never thought we would have to do out here because this is probably one of the most quiet, chill neighborhoods in all of Illinois. This is an amazing place to be. But I have actually decided to try and start a neighborhood watch. Hey, Trucker Al, how you doing? I never thought it would ever come to that. I really didn't. Somebody in the other chat room is going to send me a link, I guess. I never thought it would ever come to this, but apparently it has, because a lot of people are having issues with this one particular shitbag. And, well, there's some other shitbags that seemingly have now tried to migrate into this area, and we are not going to allow it to happen. I was just wondering about how many more people out there have had this issue that their neighborhood is basically the kind of neighborhood where you can leave your doors unlocked and your keys in your car with the window down and the wallet on the dash and nobody'd ever bother it. Now all of a sudden you have to lock it down like Fort Knox and have an 8-camera system on your building like I do. And of course, there's a lot of questions, that have to go on with this particular thing. One question that's already been asked is, stand your ground. It's like, well, we don't have stand your ground laws, and the state of Illinois law structure on this particular topic is very vague, and it's not really going to help. It gives you the idea on what they're thinking, but what they're thinking is out lunacy. They basically want you to react with the force that is being brought onto you. So apparently, if somebody comes on your front porch and just starts yelling at you, I guess you're just supposed to stand on your front porch and yell at them. Yeah, I don't get it. If somebody's standing on my front porch yelling at me, they're catching these hands. They walk through my back door, they're catching something other than hands, I can guarantee you that. Well, Trucker Al, that's a hell of a place to be, man. Hanging out there by Fort Hood. And I'm still waiting on the link from somebody in the other chat room who says, and I quote, "Can you tell me why Fox News lies about my country?" Well, we're not the mainstream media here, so we can't really confirm nor deny that statement anyway. But we'll do our best because sometimes, you have a random act of journalism and they get it right. I'm being very patient with it, though. Hi. Yeah, it's 7 o'clock at night, and I'm drinking coffee in the Machine Radio Show patented coffee cup that happens to read, "How's it taste, motherfucker?" It's a little late to be drinking coffee, but hey, fuck it. No, that was something, like I said just a minute ago. That was something I never thought would ever happen out here. I never thought we'd have to have a neighborhood watch of sorts. We had almost no police involvement out here. It was a pretty chill neighborhood. And yet here we are. Yeah, listener Sean, I kind of said that to the person, and it does kind of help to know your country that you're talking about. Oh, he got me one. Hold on a second. Oh, it's a video. I can't. I can't watch a video on air, buddy. I'm sorry. You're going to have to give me some more information on what you're wanting to talk about here. Denmark? Oh, okay. I see where this is going. You said Trish Reagan on Denmark, okay? I'm looking at it. If anybody else wants to see this, apparently the New York Times has the article. It's Fox Business took a shot at Denmark and Denmark fired back. Let's see what it has to say. I'm just going to kind of scan through this a little bit. Okay, I don't. One thing right off the bat, I'm going to have to agree. I don't agree with comparing Denmark to Venezuela. I think that's a bunch of crap. But there are a lot of things in there that she may be not right on, but pretty close to. But the Venezuelan comment is bullshit. I'm going to say that right now, and I agree with you on that, my friend. That comment should not have been made. Let's get back to the. Let me get back to it here if I can. Oh shit! Where'd it go? I got entirely too many pages open. I'm here by myself. Let's see. November 12. Yeah, see and that's exactly what I'm talking about, man. I'll defend Denmark on that one big time. I will definitely defend you guys on that, because that is actually true. I've actually looked that up before. Denmark does in fact rank 12th in economic freedom, while Venezuela ranks 179. That is not even a close comparison, and I definitely disagree with Mr. Reagan on that one. That's bad. And although like I said, I do my research back and forth on different countries, mostly because sometimes we do reference them, and I have referenced Denmark before for other reasons, but I will not agree with that point at all. I'll just let you know that. Yes, listener Sean, I agree. I understand that, going back to the laws in Illinois and the neighborhood watch. Yeah, that's bullshit though, and you know it. The castle doctrine. You have to retreat back to the farthest corner of your dwelling. In other states, you can taunt them through the door. I agree with that, but I'm not. We need to change that to where there is actually a stand your ground, because I'll be damned if I'm going to hide in a corner of my fucking house while somebody's trashing my shit. I'd rather be judged by 12 at that point. Somebody gonna get fucked up. Let's put it that way. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to this the guy from I don't even know if it's a guy from Denmark. I apologize. Did I just assume your gender? Because you haven't told me your real name or anything else like that. So I'm sorry, I can't. I'll just refer you to as that person from Denmark. I don't agree with some of the stuff that's being said in here from Denmark either. On the shoe can be on the other foot as well. Following a Danish model in the United States, no, we will not. what works for Denmark not necessarily will ever work for us. That's just how it is. We are a capitalist country. We enjoy a little bit more freedom. There are things that structure wise that would not be that would not work with the U.S. versus Denmark. There are very few similarities between us. And you are a man. All right. Welcome aboard, my friend. But and somebody in the other chat room here, we got two chat rooms running. Denmark is boring, move along. Okay. Oh shit. I don't know if the guy from Denmark's gonna agree. Anyhow, I'm glad that you brought that to my attention. That was actually a good read. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of picked through it a little bit, but just say I'm on your side on that aspect. What she said with Venezuela is bullshit. I mean, by the time you guys become Venezuela, most of us will be long gone for a couple hundred years. I mean, because your economy is doing much better, obviously, than Venezuela. Period. But that being said, I am actually going to move right along. We are going to go on break. I am going to go on break because I'm the only one here. I'm all by my lonesome tonight. It's terrible. Matt hates me. Actually, it's because Matt's sick, but I'll say that anyway. So I am going to move right along. I am going to take a break. I'll be right back.
As I crawl through dirt and mud, I'm sinking under in a grave of life that was. I turned my back on everything. I searched for every memories. Down with you. Above my head, the circle lay. The vultures want what's left of me. I sacrificed it all and I will fight until the world goes cold.
This bells born
until the world goes cold.
This bells born I know.
Until the world goes cold. Nothing will keep me from this throne. I fight until the world goes cold.
Hey lefties, liberals, and progressives. This is not a safe space. I repeat, this is not a safe space.
If you are one of those squishies who are easily offended, put on your safety pins, pussy hats, and leave this radio station. Or you can free yourself and get educated.
Well, hell yeah! I tried to twist him up, but he wouldn't have it. Hell no! This old boy's wild. We better have to keep this one.
You are listening to the Machine Radio Show with your hosts, Brandon.
And Matt.
Talking about a bunch of hobos with fingers in each other's pooper in a stranger's car with talk radio playing really loud. It's going to be a nice evening.
Okay, shit just got real weird. I think I'm gonna need a safe space.
What the? Are those friends of yours, Matt?
Oh, hell no.
Are you sure?
Oh, shut your dumpster and start the show already.
Well, all right, pissy pants. Let's do everything you want to do. And we are back, and I apologize. Somebody probably heard my really bad singing. Because I forgot to mute the damn microphone for YouTube, so I'll go back and edit that later. My apologies. I'm gonna go hang myself now. Actually, I really can sing, but apparently just not tonight. Where'd we go here? Too many windows. Trying to still speak with our friend from Denmark here, and yes, sir. And we are working on that. Actually, it's hard to explain, man. That would be an entire show in and of itself. But I hear what you're saying. Anyhow, well, here we go again. Man, I really don't want to talk about this, but apparently it has to be done. I'm sure everybody by now has heard about Molly Tibbetts. She was murdered by an illegal alien. Can't make this up. This actually happened. And, there's some mudslinging going back and forth, and you know how I feel about the whole border wall situation. And if you don't, I will respectfully tell you again. I believe there should be a border. I believe there should be border patrol, and I believe if you want to come to this country, you come here legally or don't come at all. But that's my thought. But again, we're forced to talk about this in a tragic light. Listener Sean, if you can send me that link, I would be happy to try and use that along with this. I will bring you back up on... there you are. I'll bring you back up on there. But anyhow, of course, oh, man. Chris Cuomo, the anchor for CNN, says that Trump's President Trump's response to this is offensive. Well, you know what I find offensive, Mr. Kumo? Can I just call you Dick? Okay, I'll just Dick Kumo. What I find offensive is that this young woman was murdered, and you guys refuse to report it simply because it was done by an illegal immigrant. Thank you, Mr. Sean. I will open that link up now. Oh, fuck me. All right, here we go. Now it's working. The illegal immigrant that was accused of murdering Molly Tibbetts terrorized other women in her hometown. Christian Rivera confessed to killing 20-year-old Molly and terrorized other people in Brooklyn, Iowa. Let's see. Brooklyn resident Justin, who lives in a mobile home community near the cornfields where Tibbetts' body was discovered this week, told Radar he believes Rivera was following his fiancée in a black car. He said that he followed this illegal alien followed this gentleman's girlfriend more than once, and it was the same exact black Malibu that was in possession of this, this particular person. Ah, crap. Lost. Listener Steve, I will stab you in your sleep. I'm just saying. Uh-oh. Hold on. I got another one. Yeah, our friend from Denmark actually has a point on this. He would like more border control, but he does love the deal of free movement in the EU. It's more controlling who get, he wants to, so it's more controlling who gets in and also harder to obtain permanent residency. I get that completely. Definitely understand that. But anyhow, let's get back to this article here. Not that one, you damn computer. There we go. All right. Well, what Trump, like I said, what President Trump said, he said that Molly Tibbetts has been permanently separated from her family, and that is actually true. And the reason why Kumo actually finds this so offensive is because, they're like, oh, well, the children are separated at the border from their parents, and then the ones that are complaining about this don't even know why they separate them in the first place. Do you know how much human trafficking that we have stopped because Trump is actually going by the law now? Something that Obama didn't do. Obama did to an extent, but not to this. Trump is literally following the immigration laws. And the first thing that they do is they separate the children from the family for questioning. And plus, you don't want a whole bunch of 10-year-old kids in a room full of adults because you never know what's going to happen. But they're finding out that a lot of these kids don't even know the people that they're with. They have no idea who they are. They were snatched up in the night or something like that, and they were brought over the border, basically. And it's human trafficking. And even if they are legal, they do find out that, and this is the thing, they have no documentation, so therefore you can't just send a child off with these people because you don't know exactly who the fuck they are. Yes, listener Steve, that's exactly right. They had done the DNA testing and found out that there was no match to the people who they thought were their parents. So. Yes, listener Sean, I agree with that as well. Trump and Sessions have outpaced their predecessors with the human trafficking arrests, and I hope they continue to do so because these poor kids do not need to be mixed in. This is a major issue. Actually, it happens more than you think. And now that it's been exposed, the liberal left is not happy because, well, they're losing voters left and right. They're constantly talking and this all ties in together. They're constantly talking about how the undocumented should have an ID card for the states and be able to vote, and they want prisoners to vote and stuff like that. And you got to ask yourself one reason, and that's why. Why do they want to do that? Well, because they're running out of voters. That's a big thing. They're basically trying to import voters, and they're saying that voter ID laws are racist. If everybody had to have a, like similar to a driver's license, like a voter ID card, well, that's racist. No, it's not. There is no other country on this planet who's going to allow somebody that does not fucking live there to vote in their election. It's very fucking simple. It's really simple to understand. It's
Inconceivable.
Why is it, why would it be a bad thing? I don't get it. I'm sure our friend from Denmark there can even chime in on that one, because I know his country has voter ID laws. I have looked them up. The EU actually has a fairly decent set of voter ID laws. Yeah, I know, listener Cheryl, and I'm sick of that too. I'm sick of them using the children as pawns in their political game. That's complete and utter bullshit, and they do it in everything. Well, we need these taxes because it's for the children. We need to ban these guns because it's for the children. We need to do this for the children. We need to do that for the children. They always use children. Literally, they don't even realize that they're doing it. They do it so much that they think it's okay to use people's children as a pawn in their game. It's completely disgusting. But, back to voter ID laws. I don't see why this would be an issue. It shouldn't be an issue. I think we should go back to paper ballot myself, so that way they're not as easily manipulated. And every time that we've done and this is no shit, you can look it up yourself, and it's not on, like Fox News or whatever else like that, whatever, what the left will say I'm going to say. You can look up voter ID fraud incidents, and almost every single one of them, literally like 98%, are all done in Democrat counties, and they've always voted Democrat. Especially in Chicago. Remember the big blow up in Chicago. Some precincts were having thousands more than what they should, and they find out that they were going out there and registering dead people to vote. One person, I believe they said, would have been 127 years old. That's pretty interesting, because the oldest person on the planet, I believe, was 115 years old, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so I don't want illegal aliens, illegal immigrants, whatever you call them, the people that jump around here and from any country. It's not just Mexico. I keep saying that over and over and over again. It's not just Mexico. But I don't want anybody who's illegal to vote in my elections, because they do not live here. They do not have any rights. They shouldn't be here in the first place. It's fairly simple to understand. And and that's why they're now trying to recruit from prisons as well. And that's even more horrifying. I mean, I think I agree at one point there should be some sort of statute where, okay, you did something stupid, caught a drug charge, did 2 years. Okay, I don't think I should take away your voting rights for that. But if you're a fucking murderer or something extreme, then yeah, it doesn't need to be there. Oh, what's listener Sean saying here? That's a long one. I got to read that. I like that. I'm going to just read what listener Sean has actually said. He said Trump did the equivalent of 4D chess move on the border and the unaccompanied child issue. If the person was claiming that child, they are getting DNA swabbed. you keep them together, and if they don't match, instant human trafficking case. I like that thought. I think that should be it. That's awesome. I got internal. Oh, Sean has actually messaged me, and I'm trying to keep up, man. I got windows open all over the place and only one screen. You know, I'm not as fancy as some. Have multiple screens. He knows who he is. Love you, buddy. My screen's too big. Could you imagine, Mr. Ho Ho, if you're listening, if I had multiple screens this size? It'd be like a drive-in theater in this bitch. All right. No, I definitely agree. I definitely like having a outside point of views from outside the country too. I mean, it's pretty cool. I kind of like it. Well, Sean, let's see what you sent me here. Yeah. According to the chart, 2017, Trump has 3,213 trafficking arrests. This year, 2018 so far, 5,987. Obama, 1952 and 2016. 2015, 1,437. Wow. Yeah, he hasn't really done that good. His best year was 2016 under Obama, and then 2013 under Obama, which was 1,877. Trump is just destroying everybody on that one, and rightfully so, because you know he's obviously following by the law, which helps. It helps quite a bit. Yes, this is definitely the future. Oh, let's see. Our friend from Denmark has said something again here. I like that idea. Our friend from Denmark, and I'm sorry. Can you? Was your name Mads? Is that what? I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember. I got to remember even goldfish most of the time. In Denmark, this is what it says. In Denmark, Danish citizens get sent a voting paper in the mail before an election, and then you have to give the people at the voting place the voting ID, and you get the ballot in return. If you forget the paper, you have to show a photo ID. I would even go as far as say that would be a good idea. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, listener Steve, on 2 accounts. You know, I'm gonna hit you on the second one. He says my grandpa met my grandmother when they were both fighting in World War II. She was a British citizen. They moved here and had a family. She was a legal citizen. So was my grandmother. My grandmother and her family had left war-torn Germany, specifically the Russian occupation zone. They managed to get out, get to Canada, and then my grandmother met my grandfather, and then, you know, here we are. Figuratively speaking, I'm the first generation American in my family. My friend, my new friend from Denmark, Mads. Mein family is Deutsch, so I apologize. And you know, Steve, for your whole butthole problem there, since your butthole itches, you know, you can make a man pawn. You can make a man pawn. What you do is you take like a small towel, you wet it, wring it out, and stick it between your cheeks. There you go, problem solved, brother.
Watch me poop.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's a lot of mail, Mads. No joke there. Well, you're speaking of Grandma Gatton. I'm speaking of Grandma Rhodes. Grandma Rhodes was the one that came over that way. But yes, Grandma Gatton was a beast. I'm not gonna lie there. Woman, you know, there's no way that you or I or anybody else is gonna be able to run for her. You know, she 70-something years old, and she could outrun half the people I knew. I mean, that woman had some legs. She was awesome. Always working in her garden, delivering newspapers. She's a cool woman. Anyhow, I think that's kind of it on the whole immigration issue. I think unless Sean has something else to add, or Steve, you know, he's still trying to fix his itchy butthole problem. I hope you at least have something to wash your hands with, or you know, something. That's disgusting, dude. Well, I will go to a break since I figure out. There we go. Now it's working. Let's see. You know, I want something a little bit more energetic. How do you feel about that, Sean? Something more heavy, more energetic. Hey, I don't. You know what? It's your shirt now. I don't care what you did with it. As long as I get my money, brother, you can do whatever you want with it. Let's see what we got here. Apologies. I mean, seriously, I want something that has a little bit more balls to it here. Last song was good, just not good enough. Yeah. Can't find anything to make that's terrible if I can't find anything that makes me happy. Oh yeah, I apologize ahead of time for anybody. You're probably not going to like how heavy this is going to be. But here it comes. We'll be right back.
Living
Hey, this is Brandon from the Machine Radio Show. If you are anything like me, then you love having plenty of horsepower to play around with. That is why I recommend visiting NCP Speed Machine in Taylorville. NCP offers many services such as performance engine builds, automotive machining, specialty car repair, performance parts, and dyno services. If you want a great reliable stock rebuild, or enough horsepower to make your pants tight and your face crack with a smile, then NCP Speed Machine is your place to go. You can give them a call at 217-825-8249 or stop in and say hello. NCP is located at 110 North Webster Street in Taylorville, Illinois. Tell them Brandon from the Machine Radio Show sent you.
Thank you very much, the FCC, for proving that free speech just isn't free.
And we're back. And Steve, isn't there some offs you must fuck? Just saying. Slightly. Need a dick. I love you, buddy. And it's totally platonic, of course. I mean, you better hope. Oh, yeah, Sean, I get it. Okay, we'll go with something else. Fine. Let's just do everything you want to do. Let's see. I do have a few things up here. I'm just trying to be happy with one of them. I do kind of like the idea of talking about how the FBI says a DOJ plane in Little Rock, Arkansas is connected to a major drug bust. That looks like fun. Oh, I miss you already, Steve. Actually, Mads, I think you almost have that backwards. That would be more the right wing side than the left wing side. And it's not a nationalist party. I know what you're saying. We're definitely to the immigration. We're at least on the side of the right. They're very staunch on their beliefs, which is basically what I am. I constantly, you've heard me just talk about it a little while ago. Economically, in the middle, we are, well, I guess we're not that either, but that is definitely not the left. The left is for taxes and pretty much taxes only. That's all they pretty much care about. They want to redistribute everybody else's wealth to make this some sort of fair, evil utopia type shit, and it's terrifying. I wish I really do wish that our call-in number would work, but we're still having trouble with our Skype. I would have our friend from Denmark call us Skype. That would be awesome. Mads, that would have been cool. By the way, one of these days I'm coming to Copenhagen, so if I get out that way, we're gonna have to link up. Anyhow, let's get back to what we have to do here. like I was saying, the FBI has said that the DOJ, and I clicked off the article. Damn it. The DOJ plane in Little Rock, Arkansas, was connected to a major drug bust. The Justice Department downed airliner made 2 trips to Little Rock, Arkansas this month, and it stirred up a discussion and speculation at a local radio show and online about a connection to the Clinton Foundation, which started in the state's capital. Wow. In response to inquiries, the FBI, however, said the plane was there in connection with what was termed as a major drug trafficking arrest. Well, that sucks. And it's a big fucking... Dude, that's a big plane, too. A Boeing 757. It landed around, they said, noon, August 7th at Clinton International Airport in Little Rock, Arkansas, and after likely taking off at about 9 a.m., okay, from Richmond, Virginia. Okay, I just saw that. Man, this article reads like stereo instructions. Who wrote this shit? Unusually, the site seems to have only tracked the plane on the way, but not during takeoff and landing, making it more difficult to conclusively say where it took off from and where it landed. Lovely. So we have no idea what the hell technically has happened there. Little Rock's News Radio 102.9 KARN reported that federal agents had been spotted loading boxes onto the Boeing 757. Doc Washburn, the radio show's host, speculated that the boxes contained documents from the Clinton Foundation, which has offices at Clinton. Okay, I'm still not seeing the... Sean, you're going to have to kind of cut through this here. Because I don't I have that article is way too long and has way too little information, so I can't really just keep digging through it. I'm going to be honest with you, I can't do that. Yeah, well, still, we'll go to Copenhagen, all right? And we'll rock out to the song Gargoyles Over Copenhagen. You know, I dig that tune. Yes, listener Sean, would you mind throwing me some bones here on the DOJ flights from Little Rock? You know, I don't know. I mean, that's not how the article reads, but you've probably read more of it than I have. Right now, it reads like stereo instructions. Whoever wrote this has no structuring ability when it comes to their writing. Session, you said AG Sessions was there. He was there a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely some of that's conjecture. But so Sessions was there, and you can presume it was part of the Clinton Foundation investigation. I can understand that. That I'll probably go with, and yeah, it probably is a look into Uranium One, or the fact that the Clinton Foundation embezzled most of the money that was given to it. I mean, just look at Haiti. It was terrifying. They didn't do shit in Haiti. Yeah. Ooh, which one is this?
Time for ding-a-ling tug-tug.
No, not yet. We'll go with that later. Yeah, yeah, I could. Okay, now that Sean, I understand. Whatever they loaded up, they went directly back to Virginia. It says in here that they had no idea where the flight path was, but the plane did in fact show up in Virginia. So yeah, I think I can agree with you on that. That's probably what's going on, but you know, only time will tell on that, I guess. I mean, unfortunately, we ain't got jack shit on this one. Man, that article just made the show a bomb, and I hate it. It's terrifying. It hurts my feelings. Well, yeah, they said they're tactical teams around there. Yeah, this is a waste of time. We're not going to go on with this. You sent me an article on the Wiener laptop. That's funny. We may get into that one. But right as of now, I don't even know what to get into, so we're gonna have to the freeze-dried body of Harambe. Very nice. Dicks out. You know what? I think we'll just take another. We'll just take another break and we'll triangulate and find out what the fuck we're doing here. Okay? Because right now this ain't working. That article, like I said, once again for the third time, read like stereo instructions. So we will rock out with this song and be back.
What you listening to?
The Machine Radio Show.
What did you say?
I didn't stutter. I said,
The Machine Radio Show.
You just blew my mind.
You're welcome.
Enjoy the show.
Am I just an asshole? Well, no, I've got arms and legs and everything.
And I have returned, obviously. And Sean is sending me another link. What do you got for me, buddy? You know, I don't know what I'd do tonight without Sean. Sean's been helping me out quite a bit. Thank you very much. Oh, lovelies. 8 bodies, 2 dismembered, found in the streets of Cancun, according to Mexican officials. Hey, fishy boy, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? It's been a while. I'm glad to see you back. You're late again. How you doing, man? Well, we've talked about a little bit everything tonight. Anything from illegal immigration to an article from our friend Mads there from Denmark. I know you can't see what he's saying for some reason. I don't get why they don't, why those two programs don't intermingle with each other on the same chat room. But it's been a nice talk with him so far. Oh, crap. All right, let's get back to it here. Anyhow, they said that 8 bodies were found. Several were dismembered in the streets. Officials in Mexico said Tuesday that they discovered 8 bodies in multiple locations across Cancun, Mexico, a popular beach resort city and a magnet for American tourists. And I've never been there and don't ever plan on going. At least one victim had been bound before being shot, while another was apparently killed while lying in a hammock. Motherfucker, dude was catching some Z's and he gets killed. What the fuck? Other victims were dumped on the streets, dismembered and stuffed into plastic bags, or left inside an abandoned taxi. Fuck. All the bodies were found outside the resort city's beachside hotel zone. The grisly discoveries were at odds with Cancun's reputation as a resort haven in the Mexican state of Quintana Roo. One that has typically been shielded from the violence that has plagued other parts of Mexico, presumably most of Mexico, as the drug lords have taken over and started killing every fucking buddy. The U.S. State Department on Wednesday has issued an updated travel advisory for Mexico after the news of the bodies was announced. My advice, don't fucking go. Just don't go. Because apparently they don't like you there. They don't like you there. Yeah, that is definitely my response to you. If you have a plan on going to Mexico, just don't do it. It seems like a really bad idea at this point. Yeah, level 2 travel advisory is in place specifically for Quintana Roo, and it cites an increase in homicide rates for the state compared with the same period in 2016. In other words, it's upticked quite a bit. While most of these homicides appeared to be targeted criminal organization assassinations, turf battles between criminal groups have resulted in violent crime in areas frequented by U.S. citizens. Shooting incidents injuring or killing bystanders have occurred. No, so it's like being in Chicago. Or L.A. or St. Louis. Okay, never mind what I just said. You take your chances every time you go out. You go outdoors in those 3 cities anyway. So you might as well just go hang out and say fuck it. I'm just saying, I don't think it's that big of a deal now. I changed my stance on this. I agree with that, Mads. Southern Europe is definitely safer, and the people are nice. I plan on eventually traveling out of country and going to, like I said, I would like to go to Copenhagen, Denmark, and I'd like to go to a lot of places. I'd like to go to our ancestral home of Erfurt, Germany. I'd love to go there one of these days. probably sometime soon. I would definitely love to go there. There's a lot of places I'd like to go eventually. But those two are on my list, and I'd like to go to Tel Aviv. I'd like to go to Israel. So yeah, after reading that part of the article, fuck it, just go. If you want to go, go. Ireland looks like fun too. I'm not gonna lie, Fishy Boy. I agree with you. I think that'd be fun place to go. Oh, and along the lines of that that article that I was reading, last month there was an American tourist that was killed by a stray bullet in Mexico City during a drive-by shooting. But that's Mexico City, of course, which I don't know why an American would want to be there, because that is in fact like literally one of the worst areas to be in Mexico, period. What, listener Sean? You don't want to go to like Syria and try to prove that everybody's good at heart? Like that one couple that got run over and stabbed to death. That sounds like fun, doesn't it? That would be a good time. You're la-di-da, life is good, walking around, and
Surprise, motherfucker.
and somebody runs your ass over. Yeah, I think I'll stay the hell out of the Middle East, to be honest with you, minus Israel, of course. Oh, Sean, did you have to send that to me? Because you know how I feel about that. Okay. Sean has sent me an article that I really don't even want to talk about, but we could. Yes, Sean, there are places in France and East London you ain't going to either. I know, and back to what Mad said, I agree. Crap. All right, Sean, if you want to go through it, let's go through it. Reuters apparently keeps getting knocked off of social media, actually. But one of their articles, the one that Sean has just shared with me, is kind of interesting and terrifying at the same time. Satellite images indicate North Korea halted dismantling of launch site. It says satellite photos from the last week indicate North Korea halted work to dismantle a missile engine testing site in the first part of August, in spite of a promise to U.S. President Donald Trump at a June summit. A Washington think tank reported that on Wednesday. The 38 North project said commercial satellite imagery of the Sohae satellite launching station taken on August 16th indicated no significant dismantlement activity at either the site's engine test stand or launch pad since August 3rd. I'm going to say it because we already talked about this before. There's a very distinct possibility this little fucker's trying to pull something. And we don't trust him, but the fact that we got him to the table to speak in the first place is amazing, and I do have hopes. Everybody has hopes that's going to work. I should have put some rum in this shit. All right, back to it. is said to work. Let's see here. Widespread doubts North Korea's. The UN nuclear watchdog, the International Atomic Energy Agency, said in a report on Monday that it had not found any indication that North Korea had stopped its nuclear activities. In Singapore, Kim agreed in broad terms to work towards denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula, but has been no sign he's willing to give up his arsenal unilaterally. Well, we knew this was going to be a work in progress. There's no argument there. We already knew that was going to happen. I mean, did you really think he was just going to fucking cough him up? Like, here, we've been working at this all along. Here you go. Fuck it. Here, you can have him. Let's see. What is it? Okay. Mads, I believe this president here, because he has a giant sack between his legs, will probably hold North Korea up to the deal. I do believe he will do his best to make sure that this stays, keeps going, or he will retaliate one way, shape, or form. No, there's really never been a deal like this. Ever, actually. This is the first time that we've ever got them to the talking table, let alone got a deal out of them. Oh, let's see. What is listener Sean saying? And why is my mouse suddenly bouncing around like it's incorrect? There we go. Let's see. We're calling. Yeah, I'd heard that, Sean. They just a couple weeks ago, a random story says they were building new facilities. The media echo chamber was obviously quiet on this, and it was not they thought it was just the end a bit ago. Yeah, no, I had seen a little bit of that, but that article was very vague, so I didn't really believe too much of what it had to say. I'm gonna say it again though. I'm really glad that we got our some of our boys back, some of our missing, and some of our dead. I'm glad that that's happened so far, and that is a good gesture. And we'll see how far this goes. I mean, I didn't think it was going to happen overnight. Nobody did, but of course, the liberal left, swore up and down. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be an overnight thing, and that's not actually true. If I get one more solicitation text from a politician, I'm going to snap. All right, let's go back to the article. Let's see here. Let's see what we got. North Korea state media last week blamed lack of progress in talks since the summit on members of the U.S. negotiating team and said breaking the deadlock would demand a bold decision on the part of President Trump. A commentary in its Rodong Sinmun newspaper, okay, that's what that is, on Saturday said that those opposed to the dialogue were seeking to derail talks by making baseless references to secret nuclear facilities in North Korea. We already know you got them, so they're not very secret. That's not going to slow us down any. U.S. officials have been trying to persuade North Korea to declare the extent of its weapons program, something Pyongyang had always refused to do in the past failed rounds of talks. Trump's national security advisor, John Bolton, said this month that Pyongyang had not taken the necessary steps to denuclearize, while U.S. Ambassador to the United States, Nikki Haley, said Washington was not willing to wait for too long. So there's your answer. We are definitely not going to hold back on this. Mostly just we're going to keep throwing sanctions at them. But if we have to, we will take a giant shit on North Korea. Kronks, we will get to that in just a minute, actually. Where's the other guy, Fishy Boy? He is on a different program. For some reason, they do not mix chats together. Restream does not apparently mix the chats together, which is sad because I would like for them to do that so that way I can have all of you talk together. Makes things a bit more interesting than me having to try and, you know, talk to everybody as separately and as quick as I can. It'd make for an easier show, that's for damn sure. Let's see what we got here. You know, I think we're going to just take another break. And then when we're going to come back, a listener in, I think it's Mixer, would like to know about Manafort being guilty on 8 counts of tax and bank fraud. So I will before the end of the show, I'll briefly talk about that. We'll just go ahead and take another break and then head right into that. All right, be right back.
This is Waylon from A Killer's Confession, so pay attention. You're listening to Brandon and Matt on the Machine Radio Show.
Everything to be lost, everything. Can't get up on to
outer layer of cocksucker, and when you peel it away, there is 10 more layers of cocksucker underneath.
All right, and I am back, and well, we have a listener, and I'm trying to figure out what program they're on. So my apologies for that. I think it's the same one that Fishy Boy is on, which I believe is Mixer. Ask what I thought about the 8 counts against Manafort. Well, originally, what they were supposed to be going for actually was the collusion with Russia. Yeah. What did they find? Oh, he had some bad tax paperwork and didn't declare a couple bank accounts overseas. Man, if they would only investigate the rest of the government, we'd see how many of those bank accounts were never declared. I'm pretty sure the Clintons have a set of those out there somewhere. What I think about it is, while they didn't get him for anything on its original intended purpose. All he did was get him for being a little bit of a jackass and having money thrown throughout the world, basically. What's hilarious, though, is the article that listener Sean had managed to send to me. And I'm going to, let's see here. Okay, I keep getting bombarded with messages here. Give me just a second. Apologize for that. Aha. Okay, there we go. Now we're back. The article that listener Sean has passed my way is Manafort jury had lone holdout on deadlocked charges. A lone holdout caused a federal court jury to deadlock on 10 felony charges against former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort, who, by the way, was only Trump's campaign chairman for about a minute. I mean, he literally didn't last more than a few seconds. So I don't even consider him to be really relevant to begin with. And listener Sean, Fishy Boy, says hello. He is on the other chat program. I apologize, you guys cannot talk to each other. Yes, I relay messages too, aren't I awesome? Although Manafort was found guilty on 8 counts of bank and tax fraud, a mistrial was declared on the remaining charges when the jury handed down its verdict on Tuesday. The verdict form filled out by the jury foreman shows a tally of 11 guilty to 1 not guilty on the 10 counts on which the jurors could not reach an agreement on charges brought up by Special Counsel Robert Mueller. Well, you know, Mueller can eat a dick. Big, juicy dick. I'm sure he likes them. No consensus, the foreman wrote next to each hung count. 3 for failing to file foreign bank account reports, 5 for bank fraud conspiracy, and 2 for bank fraud. Once again, I don't see anything about Russian collusion in this bitch. So all Mueller really did was get a guy busted for having money somewhere else other than this country and not paying taxes on it. Which is, by the way, actually a very common practice. For 2 of the failing to report charges, the foreman appeared to have checked the form to find Manafort guilty, but then scratched it out and added the same 11 to 1 tally. The form appears to confirm the account of one juror that the jury deadlocks were the results of a single juror's concerns that there was a reasonable doubt about Manafort's guilt on those charges. It was one person who kept the verdict from being guilty on all 18 counts. Juror Pamela Duncan told Fox News. Prosecutors must decide by Wednesday whether to retry Manafort on the 10 deadlocked accounts. Or counts. Yeah, accounts. That's close enough. Fuck it. U.S. District Court Judge T.S. Ellis III said he would defer setting a sentencing date until he hears whether the prosecution still wants to pursue those charges. Manafort, who is 69, faces a maximum punishment of 80 years on the charges if he was found guilty. but his actual sentence is likely to be substantially lower in accordance with federal sentencing guidelines. Manafort is also scheduled to face a trial next month in Washington on charges failing to register as a foreign agent, money laundering, and witness tampering. Man, they're just trying to throw anything that they can at him and so hope it sticks, doesn't it? Exactly, Sean. I would say Manafort definitely had some shady deals going on long before he became Trump's campaign chairman. And like I said, he was only there for about a minute. He wasn't even, I don't even think he did any events with Trump or nothing like that. 80 years, 80. Do you, I'm sorry, I'll just call you by the name that's on here, Kronk's Kitchen, which, by the way, is a very interesting name. Do you feel, this person asked, do you feel as if the president will pardon Manafort? I don't know. I cannot say as if that would actually happen. I don't know if he would technically waste a pardon on that because, like I said, they had split ways long before the before anything really took foot anyway. And I don't know. I don't think. I'm gonna say that I don't think he will. I don't believe that. If he does, I mean, he can he can pardon him on certain accounts. By the way, he doesn't have to pardon him for the whole damn thing. But I don't think he's going to do that now. Yeah, Fishy Boy, I agree. He should not pardon him. Or he'll get shit for it. But he gets shit for everything. Remember, I did a story on a while back on how the left was freaking out because he asked for a Diet Coke on air, on a recording. So they'll turn anything against him. Honestly, they will. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, there's no real reason for him to pardon him. I mean, he wouldn't pardon Blagojevich. Yeah, and in this instance, I can definitely stick with you on that. I do not believe there's a pardon should be warranted at this time, especially for Manafort. Not at all. No, you're not, Fishy Boy. You're actually the exact opposite of that. Trust me, I know you're definitely the exact opposite of that. By the way, anybody who's listening, just remember, I don't know what platforms you guys are listening to, and if you can subscribe, but we are on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. Subscribe on Spreaker. Visit us on Facebook. If you guys want the links, just let me know in the chat room, and I will send those to you. And I don't have my shirts with me, obviously, or I'd show you the shirts that you can purchase from the Machine Radio Show. One of them, which very tastefully says "fuck the mainstream media" on the front of it. That's one of my personal favorites. The other one on the back has the Weaponized Sloth Productions, the Productions Company logo on it, and it says "Proud member of the Merry Band of Morons." Another fun shirt. And then we got one that's just absolutely boring. It just says the Machine Radio Show and has the other logo on it. It's nothing fantastic. Hey, if you'd like a shirt, get a hold of me. I definitely dig how everybody's asking questions tonight. I would definitely like to thank our buddy from Denmark, Mads, for joining us. And dude, join us again, okay? This is a pretty chill show. I mean, even if we do get into a good argument, we're all friends, man. We'll have a beer afterward. And I'm telling you, one of these days I get there, I'll get a hold of you. We'll do that. Go get some good beer. Let's see, what do we got here? I don't know why, listener Sean, but that article will not open. Russia doesn't move the needle no more, huh? Okay, I get that. I'm agreeing with that. I mean, hell, it didn't move the needle for me to begin with because anytime you have to use false information to get a FISA warrant, then you got no leg to stand on to begin with. Fuck 'em. Fuck 'em. Why not what? I don't know why the article won't open. You ask it. Hey, Fishy Boy. Have you subscribed to any of our stuff? Are you on our Facebook page? Or are you anywhere else other than, I believe, Mixer? We have a YouTube channel. You can come chill with us there too, man. Yeah, I don't think you're right about that. We haven't heard about Russia in quite a while. Well, join us, man. We got YouTube and Facebook both. You know, the more you guys subscribe to us, the better it is for for us to get everything figured out. I will get you the links if you like. Listener Sean, I hope that. I really do. I hope they drop the unredacted version of that FISA warrant. I really want to read the rest of that. The media knows it will implicate some of the actors. Yeah, you're right. I agree 100% with that one. Oh, you watched the YouTube video? Yeah, the shitbag video. You know, the Facebook version of that has gotten 8,000 views. I'm not shitting you, man. It blew up. Everybody calls me the shitbag video guy now. It's kind of funny. I dig it. I like it. Yeah, I didn't know if you were on any of our stuff, but yeah, if anybody wants those links, just let me know because I'm getting ready to wrap up the show here tonight. Well, Sean, what else do you what do you think is going to come out of if they drop the unredacted version of the FISA warrant? What do you think will come of that? What do you think we're going to find in it? Well, let me know. What do you think we're going to find? Is there going to be anything really, really prevalent in it, or what do I think? I try not to. It hurts. Thinking is a bad thing sometimes. At least that's what my wife says. Stop thinking. I'm like, okay, I'll stop thinking. Somebody keeps chiming in here. Anyhow, I do believe we are going to end this for the night. Mads, I'm gonna toss a couple links in here for you if I can actually get to anything, because the program I usually use for that is scrambled beyond recognition. It has not been a good day for the Google section here. Son of a bitch. Aha, motherfucker. No, not that one, you asshole. I was talking to the computer, by the way. The computer's being an asshole. Let's see. All right, we'll go to this and pig fucker. All right, there's a couple of our links. I do not have the one for Spreaker. I can't really get into it right now. I don't know why. It's freaking out. Hey, he's on YouTube. There we go. Good to see you, Mads. All right, my people, I am out of here for the night. I definitely got to thank listener Sean for helping me out tonight, since I did not have a whole lot of time to do research and there's nobody else here. But me, you know, Matt's at home sick, and you were stuck with my beautiful face all night. All right, I am out of here. Thanks for joining us. Mads, welcome to the show. It's unlike anything you'll ever listen to again, I guarantee it. I'll see. And Fishy Boy, awesome, dude. Glad to see you back. And I'm out of here.